Hey, good afternoon. It's Max McAllister from Traction Dynamics. Here, I want to tell you about a little thing that we've got, a little product we're going to have to help with one of the problematic pieces of hardware on the 2018 Honda Goldwing. Not really related to suspension, but anytime you're going to take the front suspension components off or service the bike in that fashion, you're going to need to remove these bolts that hold the brake lines to the front fork assembly. So the problem is the bolt that are supplied with the motorcycle. There's no locking agent or anything on the threads, but the bolts, it's like a galvanization almost on the bolt. I want to say practically galls or binds to the brake block that it threads into behind it. And trying to remove it, it's actually kind of bound, so it doesn't want to. It's not that it's over torqued, and it's not that it's Loctited. It's that it's stuck in the piece it's threading into. What makes it really problematic is the head of the bolt is extremely shallow. There's only a couple of millimeters to engage your Allen socket, and then it's chamfered. So there's almost nothing for a tool to grab. Now, even if you take your tool and you grind the edge of it sharp so that it's 90 degrees and perfectly square, I'm going to show you here. Trying to take this bolt out, it is almost guaranteed to strip. So here's a new sharp tool, and you see it wobbling in the head of the bolt. And watch as I try and, you can see it trying, it's already trying to smear the metal. So we've seen it's trying to see it. I'm trying to loosen the bolt, but I know if I push any harder, if you can look in there at the gap, if I push any harder, it's going to start stripping out the head of that bolt. The only way to get it off at that point is to drill it out. Now, I'll just tell you preemptively from experience, the guaranteed way to get that bolt out without wrecking it and then throw it in the trash is you need a hand impact tool. Hopefully, many of you have seen this if you're home do-it-yourself mechanics. So you just line this thing up and you're going to wail on it with a hammer here. So there you go. That's what's required to get this bolt out. So, and it's not that, again, like I said, it's not Loctited or it's not cross-threaded. The threads seem to be fine. It's whatever coating's on this bolt and whatever's in this block that's behind here, those two substances, those two metals and coatings don't like each other. So what I do is we're going to have, and I even have a little, so what we got is, to help you, is a set of stainless steel bolts with washers under it, with deep heads that can't strip. But nonetheless, I still want to show you that no matter what you put in there, it wants to chirp too. So what I'll show you. I actually have taken to adding a little bit of grease to the bolt. But if we put this, hang on one second. You just stay looking there. Line this up. Thread this in. So I'll tighten this bolt. But now watch. Oh, this one's not too bad. Normally this will chirp too, but this one's not that bad. If yours feels like it wants to do that, I just put a little tiny touch of grease on the threads, and it makes it so that it won't ever bind up in there again, and also potentially not damage those threads. This isn't the kind of fastener that requires any kind of Loctite or anything like that, because they're not. This is, I guess, what you'd call housekeeping. Keeps the bike nice and neat and clean, the way Honda's got it here. But there's no, it's not like a caliper bolt coming loose or something like that. So anyway, with these two stainless steel bolts, they won't corrode, and you can't wipe them out like these bolts are virtually guaranteed to do. So we're gonna sell these. You can go out and find them yourself. I'm sure if you want to take the time and drive to the store, we're going to sell these for $4.95 for a pair, and we'll throw them in an envelope. So if you're ordering anything else from us, that might be something you want us to include in your kit there. So anyway, so that's how to swap out that bolt, and how to make sure you don't strip it out if you're doing the service work to the front of your bike. All right, thanks, and see you soon. And I'm going to make one more video.